All right, guys. Hello and welcome. We are live here on Tinkle Sports. Boy, it's the first time. All right, guys. Hello and welcome. We are live. Turn off my volume. Sorry, our first ever live edition of SCN or Tinkle Sports Talk. Look down below. You see those audio logos there. Of course, normally we are on audio at 9 a.m. Eastern as well as on here at 9 a.m. Eastern, but unfortunately today, not unfortunately, today we decided to go live. We were going to do it this morning. I wanted to hit the golf course. Jason has his mom's birthday. Happy birthday to Jason's mom.
Yep, happy birthday, Mom.
So for the audio listeners, you already got your tinkle or your anchor break rather out of the way. I just got to share this to some social media real quick, and then of course we'll get going with our topics. But I want to say hello to any listeners that are out there on audio later on. By the way, for those on the live stream on YouTube, you can't see the audio version yet. It will be up probably tonight around 9-10 o'clock, I'm hoping. Maybe tomorrow morning. I haven't decided yet. But just if you're subscribed to us on the audio, just keep your eyes peeled, basically. So I got to share this to my social media real quick, and then we will I'll let Jason kind of start out, talk about some NFL news. The breaking news, by the way, as we come on air.
Yes, breaking news. I want to say maybe an hour or so ago, the Tennessee Titans, who we didn't even think were in the discussion for Julio Jones a week ago, now apparently it's a done deal, and he's getting traded to the Tennessee Titans. But Brian, the shocking news, it's not the pick that maybe the Falcons were looking for. They were more so looking for a first-round draft pick. They actually only get a second and fourth round draft pick, I think, in next year's draft. But then the Titans get Julio and then a 2023 sixth round pick. If you're the Falcons, are you a little
to be honest,
you got cheat off? Hey, we didn't get that first round draft pick, but I guess the second round is better than nothing.
To be honest, I think they got what they deserved out of that. I'm just being honest. The hamstring injuries, I've said it for weeks and weeks and weeks. The hamstring injury is a huge concern for me. To me, that's a huge turnoff for a number one pick. I'm not saying he can't be a first. I will tell you, though, that personally I'm happy that the Chargers didn't give up a first rounder. We're the one team that was in that trade discussion that needed to keep a first rounder. Okay, because let's face it, we got at least a few more years. We could use that first rounder, build around Justin Herbert. So I'm really glad that we finally wised up and decided not to trade it away. The Titans got
I know, thank God.
Titans got a good deal, and you want to know what? I'm willing to even put on the line right now that I think that they're going to compete with the Chiefs next year. Assuming Julio Jones is healthy, I think it's going to be a 3-team race in the East or the AFC.
Now, I really do think that the Titans did this because they wanted to be in win now mode instead of build for the future. Why else would you go after Julio if you didn't know? Well, we got to do something to compete with the Bills. We got to do something to compete with the Chiefs. So, you know what? Let's put all of our chips in the pile, and then let's go after one of the top receivers. Fortunately, Julio hasn't been,
to be honest,
playing a top receiver. Yes, I'm okay with him pairing up with A.J. Brown, but what I'm not okay with is, did you see, I don't know if you saw it, but now apparently he's going to be wearing number 8 in Tennessee. No, you give Julio 11. I'm sorry, A.J. Brown. You should have to change your number.
It's going to look weird. I'm not going to lie. It's just going to look weird. But, again...
Well, now he's not going to play in the NFC. He's playing in the AFC, so he better get ready for the competition that is the AFC.
I don't know. Let's be honest here. I think Julio... Again,
now, when you see Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, when you see that Julio trade, now here's the thing, it's not a done deal yet. There's still time for Tennessee
No.
to back out of this, but it's supposedly,
Hmm.
according to Adam Schefter this morning, Adam Schefter said 24, 48 hours, we should have the deal finalized, and we should be on
Yeah.
to bigger and better things, I guess is the way to put it. But I want to
Hmm.
say that, Tennessee, you said, was, build for the future or win now. And to be honest, they're a team that can win now. I don't see why they couldn't have made this deal. New England is in a rebuild mode. New England couldn't
Hmm.
afford to give up a first round pick right now. So,
No.
to be honest, of the teams that were in the running, this was the best case scenario. Okay?
Yeah, I would agree.
So, um,
And now that you see that, who you think your favorite is out of the AFC between the Bills, Chiefs, and Titans?
to be honest, I'm interested to see how the Chiefs bounce back first before I make any pick, because the thing is,
Hmm.
they did good. They did good in the draft on offensive line. They did good in free agency, but they got flat out exposed in the Super Bowl. That I don't even think having an offensive line can fix that. Okay.
No.
Let's face it, they had an answer for Tyreek Hill. They had an answer for Travis Kelce. They had an answer for everybody on that offense. And, you could say, well, Mahomes was banged up. Mahomes is still the best. No, Mahomes got outplayed, okay? He got outplayed, outshined,
Yeah, you
everything in
did.
the book. Okay, he proved right there
Hmm.
that he is not GOAT material compared to Tom Brady. So,
Oh yeah,
um,
I agree. And
you know,
uh,
so you salty
between me,
Chiefs fans,
it's definitely gonna be.
yeah.
It's gonna be definitely interesting to see once the season starts. Of course, it's tough to tell. It really is. It's still early. I mean, the season hasn't even started yet. Um,
Yeah.
I want to say the Titans now definitely are in that contention. They have the team. They have the supporting cast to do it. I mean, you have a great
Yeah.
running back. You have great receivers. You have, but the thing is, I don't think they have a quarterback. I don't think Tannehill has taken enough step forward to make this team any better than what it is.
See,
I gotta see more out of I
but
gotta see more out of Tannehill before I say it. Still want to say it's gonna be the Chiefs as a
is
favorite until the
yeah.
Chiefs get beaten.
I I think, like I said again, I want to see what the Chiefs do first before I rule them out here, but I will say that the competition gap in the AFC has gotten a lot closer now.
Yes, it has.
Okay? It's starting to look more like the NFC does. I don't
Hmm.
know. I want to say that the Bills are the team to beat right now, but I don't want to say it at the same time because
Right.
something tells me I'm going to get proven wrong. Okay? That's all I'm going to say is, I don't want to be the one to
See,
jinx it.
I was originally going to say the same thing about the Bills, but
Let's see.
I have to say the Chiefs until they get beaten. Only because the Chiefs have proven year after year, and I get it, they have Mahomes, they have a great team around them, but until they get beat, I I I can't really say any other team other than them right now. I had to say it. I know it pains me to say it because I'm a big
Yeah.
Bills fan, and I know the Titans have done enough to, add supporting cast around
Hmm.
Tannehill, but until the Chiefs get beaten, I have to
Yeah.
go with them as the favorite out of the
Same here.
AFC until
Um,
otherwise.
but
Yes, the
again,
Bills had a very strong chance, but when you give up almost 300 yards to two of the best players in the NFL right now, you don't deserve to be in a Super Bowl until you can show that you can beat that team.
yeah. Sorry, just got a
And that
text.
so pains me to say. No, you're fine.
Oh my gosh. All right. But no, what I was gonna say too is you said Tannehill needs to show more, but I want to
Yeah.
say as well, Ryan Tannehill has shown quite a bit since he's gone to Tennessee. You want to know what? He has shown that he's the quarterback that Miami shouldn't have given up
Hmm.
on. Um, Let's be honest. Like, he's got it made over there. He's got the best offensive line he's ever had in his
Right.
career because Miami would rather focus on defense than they would offense.
Yeah,
Let's face
I
it, they've
can't
done that
go
the last
wrong
few
with
years.
that.
They had Laramie Tunsil. You know what? Let's take Laramie Tunsil out of the discussion because Laramie Tunsil was the best pick they had, but you want to know what? They won that trade anyway because they got all the draft picks just to draft defensemen again. So, but like I said,
Well,
they
I mean,
just
they
don't
didn't
know how to
draft
build
Jalen
O-line.
Waddle, so no.
Yeah, Miami is not a
And that's what
destination
kills
for
them.
O-line,
Yeah,
but
you can have great receivers, you can have great defense, but if you have no O line,
yeah,
Tua's gonna have to struggle to throw that ball, and no wonder why he's struggled in year one. Yeah, everybody can say, well, he didn't really have enough
yeah.
time to learn learn the book. Yeah, but there's also 16 games in the season. You
Yeah.
mean to tell me he couldn't
I
pick
mean,
it
so
up,
lose.
in one of those games? Yes, to
Okay,
still go 10-6 is good.
but what I was gonna say though is we can give a little slack on the OTAs because they got screwed
Yeah.
out of OTAs and off-season programs. Okay, everybody
Right.
deserves a. If you want, if there's ever a year to make an excuse, this past one was the year to make that excuse. Unless you're Tom Brady,
Yeah.
which Tom Brady kind of looked past those excuses. So,
Eh,
um,
he always does.
with that, yeah. With that, let's move forward here. LeBron takes his first round exit ever in the NBA
Ever.
playoffs.
In like what?
You know,
16 tries?
Can I be honest though?
No, 15. 15. He's been
Yeah.
in the league 18 years.
Yeah,
Out of the 15 times he's been in the playoffs, this is the first time he's had a first round exit. I tell you
Yeah.
what,
Can I just be
that's
honest? It's a
hell of a
testament.
feat right there. I'm not a big
Hey,
I'm no big LeBron fan, but to go 14-1 in the first round in 15 out of your 18 years, I got to give the man the credit there.
yeah. Look, here's the thing. I've said it multiple times, and I'm so sick of the people who don't give LeBron the respect he deserves for being one of the greats in the game. Look, you can say he's a crybaby. You can say he's, you can't really say he's overrated at this point in his career, though. He's played 18 seasons, and he's proven consistently, I'm sorry, why he
Yeah.
is the best player in the league. Okay? Enough with this Steph Curry bullshit. Enough with this KD bullshit. They're nowhere near LeBron's level, okay? He needs to start getting that respect that he deserves with the 34,000 points he scored.
Yeah.
Come on. Enough's enough. What's it going to take for LeBron haters to finally see it? Okay, he may not have the rings that Jordan had, but he has better stats at the end of the day. Okay? He's still a good player. Just admit it, okay? Wallow out of your hate already for him. But at least look, you don't have to like the guy. You don't have to sit here and be like, "I love you, bro. Come here." Just to finally
Right.
admit he's a good player. Okay? And just respect it.
I don't know. I mean, he's a good player. It just sucks that he has to always be around a supporting, like a strong supporting cast, just to be able to get anywhere.
But that's
'Cause
the
I'm
way the
sorry,
league works now.
The one time he didn't, and the one time he was by himself and didn't have a very strong supporting cast, he got himself swept in the 2007 finals. I hate to say it,
What about
but
the 16 or 17?
other than that,
One of the
you-
recent finals too, he got swept. But
no.
but let's be fair. When he lost that last final with the Cavaliers, he shouldn't have been there to begin with.
Oh yeah, you're right. 2017, I
Yeah.
think was. No,
No,
20.
it's 2018.
It was 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, he should have been swept there too. Or he shouldn't. Actually, correction. He shouldn't have even made it out of the second round. Okay. Let's start there.
Yeah, because I think if I remember correctly, the Cavs were dealing with a lot of injuries and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and then they traded
but
away a lot of pieces, and then of course that was his last year, like last time ever in
yeah,
Cavs. I'm going to be straightforward with that. I don't think he's
but,
ever going to go back to
but
Cleveland at this point.
no, you
Um,
shouldn't. But
I could be wrong. Who the hell knows?
as far
But
as injuries, I mean, let's
do you
face it.
think that?
I don't think injuries are to blame here. I think it's just at the end of the day, I mean, you can blame the earlier season injuries easily for that because
I don't know. It's tough to tell because with the injuries, they
look,
almost damn near missed playoffs because
yeah,
of it.
but let's face it, let's not blame the injuries in the series. Let's blame the injuries that happened 40, 50 games in that costed them, that
Yeah,
allowed them to slide that far back. They knew what they were getting in the first round against the Suns. They knew they were
but
getting,
you can also
yeah,
blame AD being hurt, and then
yeah,
also in that game six, he tried playing with a a groin strain. He tried to play it,
yeah.
and you want to know how long he lasted? 5 minutes of the first quarter. He
Hmm,
only lasted that long until he had to get pulled out of the game.
hmm,
So you kind of hurt your team already just playing that many minutes. Plus,
yeah.
you don't know if
But
you
your
did even more
season's
damage to your already strained
but your
groin.
season's on the line there.
Yeah, I get it. The
Okay.
season's on the line, and you're playing up
I
against
mean,
the number two seed in a very, no pun intended, hot Suns team.
yeah, but let's face it, Patrick Mahomes played on an injury too. That should have easily ruled
Mm,
him out. That was a turf toe injury. That's an injury you don't.
injury.
Yeah. But look, if he really had a turf toe injury, he shouldn't have played. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, though, when your series is on the line and it's winner take all, sorry, you have to play. Unless you have a concussion or a torn ACL or a torn
Yeah,
meniscus or whatever.
Achilles.
Achilles,
Achilles.
that's what I was going to go for. Unless you have one of those, you have to play. I'm sorry.
Mhm. I mean, or you could be like
Yeah,
Kobe, have a torn Achilles, and then
but,
still hit two free throws. Which,
yeah,
rest in peace, rest his soul.
yeah.
Um,
Can I just. You know what?
I was
We're
shocked
probably going to
about
get
the
canceled for
last
this
thing.
joke. I'm sorry. I got to point this out. This is going to make me look really
Oh
bad.
gosh,
You know what my dad said after the Lakers won?
what?
Where was Kobe? Did he even
Oh
show
god,
up?
stop it, stop it, stop it. He was there in their. He was there in their in spirit. All right, there.
You want to know
That's
what?
what you know. What if that's the
Yeah,
answer you were
let's
looking for?
let's
He was there
let's
in
make it less
spirit.
dark. Let's make it less dark and just say he was there in spirit, but he just knew deep down there wasn't a chance in this series. Okay, let's just
Hmm.
leave it at that. Um,
No, he was there in spirit last
let's
year
make
when
it.
they won the championship.
I just had to make it less harmless. Let's put it that way. I had to make it less harmless.
Hmm.
Um, or harmful rather. But LeBron jersey swapping with Booker. I think just game
No, it wasn't
recognizes
a jersey.
game.
It wasn't a jersey swap.
Look,
It was just a signed jersey. He
come
just
on.
gave him a signed
Game
jersey.
recognizes game.
I want to know. I just want to know what it said on the jersey. One and two. I
Yeah.
know LeBron's definitely not gonna retire anytime soon, but
No.
like something has to eventually give. Like, you're getting a little bit older there. You've done enough. I mean, Dwayne Wade is about the same age as LeBron. He knew when it was time to leave. I think it's time for LeBron to
Yeah.
just like let the young kids kind of have it now. Nothing
Yeah.
against him. I mean, he's got
Um.
4 rings now. AD's finally got a ring he can be happy about. I'm sorry, but like you gotta know when it's time to give it up.
hmm.
Or if you're Anthony
Give it
Davis,
another
like
year or
you
two.
gotta learn how to like cope with. Uh, I agree. I
Hmm.
mean, I'm very curious to see who's gonna be in the finals. I still say Suns and Nets. only because Suns have been playing good. The Nets are just way too good of a team. I just think that the
Yeah.
Nets are just gonna literally be getting in the title at this point, unless the Bucks can somehow make it a game, or even if the 76ers can win a series against the Hawks, make that a series.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I just see the Nets in the finals. That's the main reason why
Yeah.
they have the team that they do. They're
Um.
just way too good.
So I
Um,
want to point out
as
now.
far as other LA
Next.
teams, Kawhi Leonard. Oh
Yep. I was
my
just about to tell
God.
you. Let's move
Oh
forward
my
here.
God. I'm
Ah, man.
I'm watching that game. The Mavericks looked like they had it in the bag. Had the game, in their favor, and then Kawhi Leonard in the fourth quarter just takes over, and there's just no
Yeah.
defense. He's getting isolation every single time. They're they're
Hmm.
uh they're trying to double team Kawhi Leonard. I'm watching the game. They're trying to double team Kawhi Leonard. The guy comes in, screens
Hmm.
to
But you
create
can't.
separation for Kawhi Leonard. Of course, Kawhi Leonard's like, that's what I want. That's what I want. I want Luca isolation all day. What does he do? Isolation three, isolation three, isolation three. I'm like, yeah, this game's over with.
Hmm.
But but this series so far has been a weird one. No home team as of yet has been able to win on their home court. It's always been the road team. So if you look at that and the way that the series has been going, do you think that the Mavericks are the likely favorites to win Game 7 on the road?
It's Kawhi. I'm just telling you, it's Kawhi at this point. I mean, I don't want to rule the Mavs out. Keep in mind, we're an hour away from tip-off as we're live streaming
Mhm.
this. I gotta go with the Clippers. I mean, they just don't have quit in them, honestly. I mean, the Mavs got to get people that aren't named Luka Doncic more involved.
I agree. I
You
agree.
know,
If the Dallas, I'm going to
I'm
say this
sorry.
now, if the Dallas Mavericks are going to win this game, they need more out of the subordinate cast around him. And then
Okay,
for the Clippers, you're just way too good of a team.
yeah,
You
but the
have too
problem is you
much
can't
talent
double
around
team
that
Kawhi.
team.
You can't.
I think,
You double team Kawhi.
well,
You
you
leave
can't
some.
double team. Well, I know, I agree. You can't freaking double team Kawhi because
Yeah,
then there's Paul George,
but
there's Marcus Morris, there's
yeah, but
um
but let me make my pick
Subats,
here.
there's freaking Nicholas
Okay.
Batum who can hit
Yeah,
threes.
but let me make my prediction here.
Dude,
This game, I'm not gonna pick who wins because well, actually, I already said the Clippers are, I think, the favorites because they're a 4-point favorite entering this game. Um,
are
but
they really?
it's gonna come down to two things because it's gonna be another close one, but it's gonna come down to
Oh
two
yeah, for
things.
sure.
Number one, obvious. The number one is clear cut and obvious, as it is in any 7-game series. Who wants it more is what's going to be the number one thing. Then number two is which supporting cast is going to offer the most help. That's why I list the Clippers as the favorite.
That's a good question because it all depends on, well,
Because let's face it, they're
and I've
gonna.
been saying it for forever, and
Okay.
you know me, Brian.
And
You know me. I've been saying it
Yeah.
forever. KP needs to go for Dallas. He has
Can I just
done
point out Rick
nothing
Carlisle
for
needs to go.
Dallas at all. He's literally coming in.
Okay.
I don't know.
Here's
I
the
don't
thing.
know if it's really
How much-
Rick
How
Carlisle's
much
fault,
more?
or it's
How
just
much
like he
more is
doesn't
it
know.
gonna take? That's what I want to know because, like, it seems like at this point he's the one holding him back. You know?
I think it's more so the supporting cast that's
Yeah.
putting way too much effort or way too much on Luca's shoulders. They know,
Hmm.
well, Luca can do this. Let's just put the ball into Luca's hands and
Yeah.
then,
But let's face it,
let
they're gonna
him
guard.
basically lead us. The
Let
thing
me,
is,
let me hold up my
guys
phone.
gotta step
this
up.
is
The
how
problem
close.
is, Brian.
Oh, I'm gonna stand sideways here. This is how close they're gonna guard him tonight. Okay. I guarantee you,
Oh, yeah.
Tyronn Lue is gonna tell him when I call timeout. I want you to know what his breath smells like because I want you this close. Okay.
All I know is they're gonna try to double team Luca. The supporting cast have to be ready for it.
Yeah.
They have to.
Um.
I mean, I think it's still gonna be the same starting five. I think it's
Hmm.
gonna be Luca, KP, Tim Hardaway Jr., Torian Finney-Smith, and Boban. That
Yeah.
worked in game 5. That's what helped them get the win. The
Yeah.
problem is, it's kind of sad when Jeff Van Gundy, like 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, when they're still
Hmm.
within range, says you got to bring in Boban. He's your best chance at offense. What did Rick Carlisle not do? Did not bring in Boban. Hence why you fucking lost the game. You had no inside
Hence
help.
again.
And I'm sorry, if you had inside help, you could have had Luka get double teamed, pass it either over or bounce pass it to Boban. Boban's 7'4", so he's going to be able to catch a lob pass anyway.
But hence again, why I say he's holding him back.
Guys, if you're gonna, yeah, I agree. That game he definitely was.
Look, he's held him back.
He puts way too much effort into a guy that he knows is a superstar.
Okay, but here's the thing. At that point, do you just say that Dallas got lucky 10 years ago? Or is it just, that's what I'm questioning right now. Because let's face it, ever since that finals, he's been holding Dallas back. I don't know if he's just sitting there and saying, shit, this was working for us. I'm not changing my way of coaching because, let's face it, the game right now here in 2021, the game now is way different than the game in 2011.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? It's actually remarkable how much the game has changed in 10 years. But
I know. It is crazy.
Let's face it. I think he sits there and he says,
I will say, I don't think it was luck. I think it was just like you had a lot of good supporting cast around Dirk.
Yeah.
And Dirk was already in his prime. And Dirk in his prime was like, I hate to say it, Dirk in his prime is better than Luka is right now. I get it. Luka hasn't hit his prime yet. Yeah. He's still young. He's 22 years old. I get it. I understand it. But you had like a 30-something-year-old Dirk who was just hitting clutch shots. And it was a better three-point shooter and a better player in a round. And at 7 foot tall, could hit his free throws. Luka, where the fuck have you been on the free throw line? That's what also has been costing the Mavericks in
that's another thing. Actually, let's add that.
Not making free throws.
Who wants it more? Who wants it more? What supporting cast is going to offer the most help? And you actually just brought up point number 3 that I completely forgot. Free throws.
Who's going to be able... Yeah.
So, thank you for reminding me.
You got to hit your free throws in the end of the day. You gotta. Right. I know. I was just thinking, what else am I missing here?
Can I point out...
If the Mavericks are going to win this game, 1, Luka's got to hit his free throws. You got to get more supporting cast. You got to get more help from KP and supporting cast. And 3, you got to bring the defensive efficiency. You got to find a way. If Kawhi Leonard's is out there and no Paul George, you got to double team Kawhi Leonard and you got to bring the defensive efficiency. And 4, I don't know what it is about Dallas, but they seem to be playing better on the road this series than at home. I don't know why it is, but I just think it's going to be a dogfight until the game is over with. Yeah. It's literally going to be a 48-minute dogfight.
Yeah. All right. Let's move forward here.
Going on to some interesting news.
By the way, you were speaking about youth. Let's move on to youth.
Yeah, Brad Stevens, who was, as you know, the Celtics head coach for quite a while, literally, changed the culture, basically changed the Boston Celtics from being a laughingstock back to a playoff team every year. Now is going to get promoted to basketball, president of basketball operations. Danny Ainge retiring, and basically said that Brad Stevens is made for this role. I don't know if that's true for or not.
You know what I think happened is he came to the realization, I said what's holding teams back. I think Danny Ainge realized here, I'm the one holding the team back at this point because they had a first round exit again. They've not been anywhere near an NBA Finals in God knows how long. So I think
he's 2008.
Yeah, so I think he finally realized.
So it's been longer for Boston than it has been for Dallas.
Okay. So, again.
Oh wait, no, not 2008. Yeah. It's been since 2010.
2010.
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah, because that was the last Lakers championship with Kobe.
So it's been 1 year longer for Boston than it has been for Dallas.
But again, I think Danny Ainge realized I'm the one holding the team back. Brad Stevens seems to know what he's doing. He's been in this program long enough. Let's see what he can do as the boss right now. Maybe he can make a better decision than I can make, and maybe his system, if he can bring in the right coach. Now, that's the other key part of this.
Yeah, there's a few options. And the interesting one I saw, Jeff Van Gundy was one of those
give up on the Van Gundys already.
Job. I don't not see.
Give up on the Van Gundys.
I do not see him leaving the commentary booth to come back to coach.
He's been talked about for years.
He definitely still knows how to coach in today's game.
He's been talked
Juwan
about for
Howard
years.
is a very interesting name.
No, he won't leave.
Juwan Howard is an interesting name.
Rick Pitino.
There was like two other supporting guys.
Rick Pitino was mentioned.
And then there was like one other that...
Bring in the hookers to Boston. All aboard the hooker train to Boston. That's Rick Pitino's coaching stuff.
Now available. Who knows? Terry Stotts could go from the Blazers to coaching the Celtics. It might be a better move for him. He goes from the West to the East.
Sorry. We were talking about Rick Pitino. I'm sorry. Jason Tatum's gonna be on the sidelines now, going. Okay.
Free hookers.
Except instead of singles, it'll be $100 bills. But anyway, sorry.
He's making those Benjamins.
Yeah.
No, speaking of Terry Stotts, he got fired by the Blazers. Now, apparently, Damian Lillard name-dropped the coach, and it's not one that you would regularly hear. He wants Jason Kidd.
And Jason Kidd's in the talk for the Celtics
Nets
job,
and
too.
Bucks head coach. I don't know why Jason Kidd's even talked about right now, because
bombed
he was not that great of a head coach.
He bombed out twice.
To say it. It's kind of sad that Steve Nash, I get it, yes, you have KD, you have Kyrie, you have James Harden. So, to have that in your first year is great, but you still had to do a lot of, changing this team around and stuff like that, and moving the pieces into, the right thing. So I give Steve Nash a lot of credit there. Yes, I get it. He has a great team around him. And what better opportunity to coach a team where you have that much talent? I get it. But, Jason Kidd, I mean, you really... Yeah, to have Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, and there's some trade rumors, but they're just rumors right now. So I think they're both going to stay. That situation for the Portland Trail Blazers just looks
think you should
bad
stay.
year and year and year and year, and I feel bad for both of those players.
Yeah.
I think you have to go after somebody better than freaking Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd is definitely not going to help you guys move out of the first round.
See, Jason Kidd coaching in the West would not turn out well. Let's put it that way.
No.
I just don't know who could be the answer for him.
I think the most success he had was with the Bucks, because I think he took them to the playoffs. The Nets, on the other hand, I think he did too before they had, for that 1 year when they had an okay team. I think he was all right. But other than that, he hasn't really done that well. I mean, I get it. He might be one of the better options because there's not really a lot of good coaches. If I'm the Blazers, you're gonna have to look at a lot of options. Don't just. Oh well, because he's out there. Let's just get him.
Yeah.
Don't pull one of those where he might be the best option at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just don't know who could take over, but can I just point out? So of course, I think we're done on the Damian thing, right?
Yeah.
All right. We missed out on one big story. Speaking of coaching. The world of college basketball is about to get 180 very, very quickly.
Oh, yes, that's right. I did forget about that.
Mike Krzyzewski has announced his retirement after God knows how many years coaching. This one came as a shock to me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'm quite shocked about it, too.
I always pictured him and Boeheim were going to coach till one of them dropped of a heart attack on the sidelines.
Yeah, I thought so, too. I literally thought they were going to be coaching forever.
And Coach K was still winning. That's another thing that adds to the confusion on this. He's still winning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He may not have made the tournament last year, but he was still having winning records.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know what made him come to this decision and go out on this victory lap tour.
Sometimes you just know when it's time to give it up, and I think that's what he knew. It's like, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to give it up. Maybe it's time to spend more time with, with my wife and my family and stuff like that. So I get it. He's not a spring chicken at all, but
I just wonder what
maybe he just knew it was time to hang it up.
This is gonna shake up the ACC so much. I really think it is, because let's be honest. Coach K's assistants don't normally do so well on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little skeptical about who on that bench could replace him, because let's face it, they have not had the best. They've had some incredible assistant coaches, but when they get their head coaching gigs, sometimes in big schools, sometimes in smaller schools, they don't do so hot. So now, of course, this, we talk about all the time when someone steps away, there are big shoes to fill. These are like filling shoes that should be occupied by Bigfoot. Okay? This is clown shoes right here. Mm-hmm. Not saying that Coach K is a clown just for size sake. That's why I point it out. But this is going to be a very delicate situation. I wonder, though, could a national championship change his mind?
I guess it all depends on who they can convince to commit to Duke, because they've had some great talent. They have had Jason Tatum.
This is gonna kill recruiting too.
Zion Williamson. They had some great recruiters.
This is
great recruits.
This is going to kill their recruiting, by the way, because people come to Duke to play for Coach K. They don't come to play for some Joe Schmo.
Now that he's not there, it's like, I don't even know if I want to go to Duke. Duke is going to be hurting pretty badly until they can get back to their winning ways.
Yeah, unfortunately. So Jim Boeheim was also asked, by the way, if that Coach K announcement was going to change his mind. Short-term answer, no.
I was just about to say, you would think that it would be a string of coaches kind of riding out of the sunset, but
it's the ACC.
No, Boeheim, I do not see. I don't see him leaving anytime soon. He'll be freaking 90 years old and still ask, is it time to retire? Hell fucking no.
Yeah, I'm still winning.
I ain't fucking retiring. I'm still winning.
Oh, man.
But
yeah, so let's move forward here. I do have the anchor break, but obviously we did that at the beginning of the show, so let's keep going here. I don't have any live comments either, so let's really keep going here. MLB news now. The Orioles pitcher means he's out with the shoulder injury. I don't think this matters. Let's put it that way. They're so far out of it. Again, the Orioles are just I
Yeah,
don't
the
know what
Orioles,
they can do to fix that problem over there.
they kind of up and down every year. I mean, they'll be bad, they'll be good, they'll be bad, they'll be good. I
And
mean,
they're on a
it probably
mega
doesn't
bad
even matter
streak
at
right
this
now.
point. Just because you have one player out and you're out of, yeah, it doesn't matter. You're gonna still suck no matter
Yeah.
what.
So, in other news though, the Yankees, since Corey Kluber has gone out with his injury, this team has been struggling. They have had to use the bullpen all week, and let's face it, their bullpen is shot right now. Everyone has been used over the recent days. They're 31 and 28. They are in danger of being swept by the Red Sox. This is not looking good for New York. They are 5.5 games back, but obviously, I'm not even gonna ask the question: is it too late for them to dig their way out of this? Because let's face it, the Yankees are known to buy their way out of situations.
Yeah, but I mean, who wants to play for them right now? Yes, I get it. You can
Oh, who wouldn't?
buy your way out of the mess and have enough money to be able to do it. But like, if you're really, really struggling and that bullpen's hurting badly, it all depends on who's willing to go there. I mean, in the end of the day, you can be like, oh, well, we'll give you $10 million or $20 million to come play for us. They're gonna be looking at him like, for your situation,
No.
you might need to give me more than that.
Let's
So
let's face it. I mean,
it all depends on what they're willing to give players at this point, if they're willing to
well,
go
it's
that route.
not even
But
their choice. I
I
mean,
don't
if
see them
it's
buying
if it's
their
a
way out of
trade,
this mess. They're gonna have to learn. They're gonna have to learn to deal with it and move on.
yeah, I wish they would, but like I said, they can make trades, and those players don't have a choice in the matter. So they could trade like Detroit.
True.
They could trade for Detroit's top pitchers and send two prospects over as a result. But I've said it before. They should have gotten rid of Gary Sanchez last year because he was god awful the last few years. Get rid of him. Maybe this Aaron Judge experience needs to be relooked. Maybe this Giancarlo Stanton thing is a bust. Okay, Giancarlo Stanton's a bust for them. I'm sorry, you can't stay healthy. You're playing DH when you're making $335 million a year, and you're still a young player. I'm sorry, you're a bust. Then then let's also point this out. Aroldis Chapman has been ruined for years. He's been ruined from the Cubs World Series. He's not the same pitcher he used to be. You know, but I mean, look, if you have to go to your bullpen in the fourth and fifth inning, you're not gonna have a good game, okay? Garrett Cole struggled the other day. Garrett Cole got rocked out of the starting gates the other day. I mean, even Kelly got shell shocked early against the Sox. I think they're going to get swept tonight. They're playing Sunday Night Baseball tonight against the Boston Red Sox. I'm predicting a sweep of the series.
You better bring out those brooms.
Yep,
Because
get out the broom.
you ain't gonna avoid it.
On the other side of New York, Jacob deGrom having lights out pitching. He shuts out the Padres. He's got under a 1 ERA right now. He's going to be, we mentioned Ohtani's going to probably win the AL.
And that's what, earned run average?
Yeah, earned run
ERA?
average. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I can't
That's
deny
really,
it
really
here.
good.
He's the leader for Cy Young in the NL right now. And I had one-man showdown, but that's before I saw the standings, and the Mets are leading in their division. But their division overall, a heaping pile of garbage. So, they may very well just come out of this thing.
I mean, they very well will be in the playoffs, but yeah, it's probably not very far. If that's the case.
who knows?
DeGrom has always been a really good
Hmm,
player. I mean, he
yeah,
wasn't he also a good player before he came to the Mets too?
I think he was a Met his entire
Jacob
career, if I'm
DeGrom.
not mistaken.
I don't know. I could have sworn he was on another team before he came there, but I could be wrong.
But
And if he has been there his whole career, he's definitely showcasing that he ain't no joke. And like we said, the pitcher is basically what helps you win these
yeah,
games in the end of the day.
exactly.
So,
But let's move on here. We got some NHL news. I'm so excited. This game was so good yesterday. I came home from church and whatnot. This was a phenomenal game. 7 goals in the second period. It was a shooter's night in Tampa. Tampa Bay goes up 3-1 on the Carolina Hurricanes. Worst lead in sports, by the way. So I'm a little nervous.
yeah, it is.
But man, I think they can finish this off. Honestly, if they're, I mean,
I
they're,
mean, they can lose the next 2 games and still be able to win the series. So,
yeah,
I mean, they're not technically out of it yet, but yes, it is the worst lead to have in NHL.
it's the worst lead in any 7-game series sport. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I happen to agree there.
But I think for sure I can say that I think they got this because their power play, the Tampa Bay power play is so good, it's so dangerous that I think they can win the series. And Vasilevsky is doing pretty well. I don't know if they can get by the Islanders or the Bruins, but I think they can win the series. In other news, I think I sent you this video, so you may know what happened here. Winnipeg Jets,
Oh,
Scheifele, he is suspended 4 games for his hit on Jake Evans. Um, if you haven't seen the video, let's put it this
I
way:
have
you've
not.
seen players get boarded before, and you're just like, "Oh, what a hit!" You know. And normally you root for
Yeah.
for hits on players, but this guy was like stopped at the back of the net, and he got like skated into at full speed and just got leveled. He had to get taken out on a stretcher. Um, you know, there's a I can't stress enough. There's a fine line here between a good hit and obviously
Mm,
suspendable offense. Same thing with old time hockey and just straight
right.
up dirty. That was just straight up dirty. And to be honest, I'm shocked they didn't just suspend him the rest of the series. This series goes 7 games because this was game 1 that this happened. This game goes to
Mm,
games. This series goes to game 6 or game 7. You're gonna have a little bit of a
you'll
fight
be
on your
able to come
hands.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So that I'm
Unless
worried
they
about.
already, unless that guy gets it out of his system, you know, beforehand. But
Hmm.
yeah, there's going to be some bad blood,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure that
Oh,
Jets or that
and
Canadians player, if he does
yeah.
come back off of being hurt, comes back and plays in
Mhm.
the game, oh yeah, he's gonna be wanting to look for that guy. He's like,
Yep.
hey guy,
Well,
you slammed me in the
Montreal.
damn boards. You think I'm gonna let you just do that and get away with it?
Yeah,
But
Montreal has already
you
said.
still have a but the problem is you
Oh,
still have a series to play,
yeah,
so you can't really let that interfere with you, or you're gonna let that
yeah.
play in your mind, and you could end up playing your worst
Hmm.
hockey instead of your
Well,
best hockey.
I mean, to be honest, at the end of the day, they had no choice but to suspend him because the Canadians players were all rallying. They were all saying, if he's not suspended and he plays, we're going to make his life a living hell, meaning that they were going to hit him every chance they got to do it. So, the NHL had their hands tied because it was either that or it was going to be a shit show series over the next few games
Right.
because they were not going
And
to
then
let
there
it
would have
slide.
been fines, suspensions, and everything
Hey,
everywhere.
Players never forget.
You
That's the
you
big
you don't
thing.
need everybody in the freaking. That's right. And you don't need everybody in a freaking penalty and literally have like nobody out there
Mm,
playing because everybody's at each
Uh,
other. So,
yeah, I pointed out.
I guess let's move on.
Yeah, I pointed out how scared I am if seeing that the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to play either the Bruins or the Islanders. Um, I'm terrified of it because the Islanders are just so good, but the Bruins are
Hmm.
making this series interesting. It's 2-2 right now. Um, I don't know. I think the Islanders come out of the series though. I think they got the better team overall. So,
I don't know. It's tough to tell. I'll probably go with the Islanders as well. Bruins
yeah.
are always in the conversation like every single year. I
But they're
swear.
always
They're
a pretender.
like
That's
every
why.
time you think hockey, you always think that are the Bruins seem to always be there. But the thing is, they're never ever there in the Stanley Cup Finals. They're
Yeah.
always there in the playoffs, but they're not there in the finals like every single year. So yeah, I think a pretender is the right word for them. Um, who knows what's gonna
Yeah.
happen? I mean,
So,
Lightning will probably be there in the conference finals,
mhm,
but as far as the Stanley Cup Finals, probably not.
yeah. So,
Unless otherwise, who the hell knows? Anything could
yeah.
happen.
It's
We could be
still early.
wrong.
Still
Islander,
early.
who knows? The Lightning could be there in the Stanley Cup Finals. So you're right. It is still
Mhm.
early, just like it is for the NBA playoffs. It's still early. And we don't know who's going to be the clear cut winners for both sports, but we will tell you, and we will find
Mhm.
out ourselves.
Yeah. Colorado
Um,
also went up 2-1 on Vegas. Um,
mhm.
Colorado's the best team right now, but again, keep in mind you've only played interdivisional games. You have not played out of division yet. No
Right.
teams have to this point, so it's going to be interesting. I think though that Vegas has the ability to make the series 7 games. I will say that.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to beat Colorado though. Colorado's too good right now.
Mm, you're probably right. They're probably going to make it interesting. As far as winning the series, who
Yeah.
knows? I mean, I guess it's wait and see more than like having a clear-cut winner at this point.
Mm.
It'll be intriguing to see who it is. I want to say the Golden State, or not the Golden State, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, but who knows?
Mm.
Could very well be the Colorado Avalanche, right? Am I right about that?
Yes.
Avalanche, not the Rockies. Okay,
Yes. The
good. I was
Rockies
about
are
to say,
baseball.
I know they're yes. I knew about that. I just didn't recall their hockey team,
Mm.
but at least I had it right there.
Yeah. On the
Now, this is a very
opposite
intriguing story about the
Yeah,
Sabres.
on the opposite side of the spectrum,
They
guys.
win the oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man, they win that draft lottery pick, but doesn't mean it's gonna help them in any
No,
shape or form. I
they're
hate to
not.
say it.
At this point, number one pick means nothing because they'll get it every other year. At this point, um,
Hmm.
I'm shocked though that because they were reading off some of the candidates for the Sabres head coaching job, and John Tortorella is not on that list, which is incredibly disappointing because he should be on that list. He should be, quite frankly,
Right.
the only candidate that they offer the job to, because he's the guy who's good enough to have that job. He's the guy who's brutally
I hate to
honest.
say it. They're gonna have to find some like a
Yeah,
Sean McDermott like
but
coach
that's
for
who
the
that's who
Sabres.
he is.
And
Okay,
they're gonna have to have somebody that can change the culture, bring in the players that you know
yeah,
you need to have in a hockey team, and be able to change the culture around. And the thing is, the Pikulas own the Sabres. They should know what the hell they're looking for in a head coach by now. I mean, I don't understand why they're making hockey look like it's a fucking Spartan man's sport
Yeah,
when you've been there, done that, you know who to get at this point,
yeah.
but you're just letting that team fail and you're making Sabres fans pissed. I hate to say it. You're
Mm,
making like them the laughing stock of Buffalo, and it's kind of
uh,
sad.
I
It
know.
really is.
We do have some other maybe some breaking news. Roger Federer's dropped out of the Open. That's
Oh,
shocking.
really?
Yeah, knee
Oh,
issue.
wow.
That's a shame. I always love seeing when it comes
Yeah,
down to Federer and Djokovic. I don't watch tennis, but when you see those two face off, it's like watching Manning and Brady. So, um,
oh, come on now. Just no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it sucks because you definitely need to stand a
yeah,
lot if
but
and if you have a banged up knee, it's probably not best to move
yeah,
around because trust me, they get into it. You don't
um,
think, oh, well, it's tennis.
but
They don't really get into it. No, these guys are literally like
yeah,
running and like hitting, running and hitting. I'm
but
sorry, you definitely need your knees at 100% if you're going to be able
yeah,
to run and hit
and
a ball with a bracket there. So
also did
it
you?
sucks that he's not going to be in there because he's definitely. What are you going to say?
Oh, sorry, I was waiting for you to finish there. That's all.
No, no, you can go ahead.
No, so the other news is John Rahm. And I know reading off a bunch of stuff that I didn't have listed, but hey, we got some
Hmm.
time still, and I figure there were a few other big stories I wanted to point out. So John Rahm, he was 6 strokes ahead, and right at the end of the
Yeah.
third round of the Invitational, in Dublin, Ohio, he was told, "You're done. You're out. You got COVID." Um,
Really? Oh, wow.
yeah. So Cantlay is the new leader. Patrick Cantlay.
Hmm.
He has currently a 12 under. Scotty Scheffler is now number 2. Colin Morikawa is in third. Um, just shocking. Bryson DeChambeau's tied for 23rd right now. Sorry, I'm scrolling through trying to look for the big names. Jordan Spieth, he's in 23rd as well. Ricky Fowler, Roy McIlroy, they're tied for 14th. But that's shocking. It's unfortunate for the leader that he got forced out due to COVID. So hopefully they'll unfortunately there's really no way to make it up to you for that. But in other news though, and here's
Oh, no. What I wanted to talk about first is if you
mhm.
guys haven't known already, for whoever is watching this live, if you know tonight is the Mayweather and Logan Paul fight.
I was actually going
It
to talk
starts at
about
8
that
p.m.
last.
tonight.
I was going to talk about that
There's
last.
oh
But well,
yeah, okay, no, we can leave that for last.
all right,
Sorry,
just a
go
little
ahead and
teaser,
say what you
just a
were gonna
little
say
teaser.
beforehand.
So, all right. By the way, we're
Yes,
still watching that fight tonight, right?
yes, we are.
All right, good. Just wanted to be sure. So, yeah, making our personal plans live on air. So, all right. With that, the other big news that I forgot to mention, the Olympics, the Tokyo Olympics may get canned. It's in
Oh
discussions
yeah,
right
that's
now.
right.
Tokyo does not have any vaccine supply right now, which means that they're in the middle of a huge spike in Japan. Um,
Hmm.
So it sounds like they're reviewing it initially. Tokyo, the IOC, they were saying
Yeah,
we're still gonna play this Olympics. We don't care, basically. Now there's
that's a
talk.
bad idea.
Then there were talks about we won't have a crowd whatsoever. We were gonna let parents in to watch their kids. Now we're not gonna let
Yeah.
anybody in. Now it's we may have to cancel this thing. And to be honest, at that point you might as well just cancel it. You need to think about player safety at the I get it. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to get political here, but let's face it, Both parties have made this political. But yes, there is a 98% survival rate. I get it. But if you
I don't
can't
know.
commit,
I'm
because here's the thing, this Olympics
right.
is 2 weeks long. Okay, you get
Oh, I know it
you
is.
get sidelined with COVID. Kiss your Olympics goodbye. Okay.
Pretty much. You
Then
can
on
kiss your
top of it,
chances of winning a gold medal
yeah.
goodbye.
Then on top of it, you've
Or
got
a medal in
contact
general.
tracing, and if anyone's in
Yeah.
that contact tracing, you can really kiss the Olympics goodbye.
Hmm. You
Look,
might as well,
just
with
cancel
them
it.
having still time to get into it, I think it's easier to find a location than it is just canceling it
Yeah,
altogether. There's just way
just
too much
cancel it.
money that's at stake with
Look,
NBC because I know the NBC covers the
yeah,
Olympics.
NBC,
There's just way
Coca-Cola,
too much at
McDonald's,
stake.
lots of
NBC
corporate.
NBC's gonna lose a lot of money and you lose a lot of
See,
sponsorship money, so it's kind of harder to cancel it altogether than it is to move it in different locations. I say
I
you
get
move it
it,
to the states, you move it to a country, state
but it's
that
so
doesn't have
hard
it
to
as
do that.
bad. So then there's a little bit. But the problem is you're also bringing in people from other countries
Yeah,
into it,
but
so that's what's also a red flag right there.
here's here's the other
So I
thing.
say, yeah, probably it'd
Okay,
just be easier to cancel it altogether
yeah,
and maybe move it to like
because you got to fact
and just have the Summer Olympics because like
in
what it would be
2024.
now what 2024. You
Yeah,
might as well
just
wait until
keep it till
2024
then.
and just go
But
into the Winter Olympics next year.
yeah, but what I was gonna say too is I get the corporate stuff behind it, but at the end of the day,
Yeah,
player safety is more important. Um,
and it is.
and if they don't have a vaccination plan there, it's
Yeah.
really just gonna be a gigantic mess. And the other thing about moving it to another city, you got to factor in too that they've got to build or upgrade facilities on a short time. I
Mm.
mean, it's June 6th right now, okay? No city is going to be ready to host the Olympics in a month and a half. No way. So
If you give
that's
them
why I
enough
say just
time, if you figure
no.
if you can figure it like say like if they were to be able to come out today and say we found a new
I don't.
place, I think I want to say
But
that
then
would
you're also
probably be
gypping.
enough time.
You're also
To
gypping Japan on that deal. So,
I know, and you don't want to
but
piss them off either.
I just I can't foresee any way
Either
to
way,
host the
it's gonna be
Olympics, so just cancel it.
either way it's gonna be a bad situation. So
Yeah,
canceling it might be the better option. Yes, I get
yeah.
it. There's been a lot of Olympians that have been practicing
Mhm.
forever to get ready
Yeah.
for these games, but
Um,
you you're gonna have to just wait a little bit longer.
one
I hate to say it.
one prospective Olympian, by the way, is dealing with a lot of. So I want to bring this up too about the mental health thing. Of course, Zach Carmian has been very vocal on this network about mental health. We've been vocal about it sometimes.
Hmm.
Osaka dropped out of the French Open this week, I believe they're at.
Yeah.
Um, so of
Oh, was this
course,
for golf
ooh,
or for tennis?
yeah, for tennis. So of course she dropped out. She got fined for not appearing in front of the media, and of course, so this is because her anxiety's been bothering her lately. She's the highest paid female athlete in the world, should I note.
Hmm.
Um, you can't. I'm sorry, like. I hope that she takes this time and sits back and really figures herself out and
Yeah.
comes back. But I think we need to stop fining people for not appearing in front of the media. I think we need to just eliminate
I
that rule.
agree.
Okay? At some point, why are you. I mean, look, she's a child of the internet. Much like you,
Hmm.
much like me. We've grown
Yeah.
up around the internet. I mean, maybe not us as much because let's face it, smartphones, we didn't have them until we were like 16, 17, 18.
Right.
So we don't have as much to say on it. But
Hmm.
this generation, probably from 2017 on, sorry, I'm going to throw my
Yeah.
brother in that discussion, but that generation has had so much digital
Yep.
compared to us.
I would agree with that.
So
Yeah.
they
I
don't
mean,
have the social skills, they don't have the social cues that we might have,
right.
which makes it more difficult. And I'll be honest, I've probably lost a lot of those social cues just because of those cell phones, because it's so much easier to send out a text than to be like, "Oh, hi Jason, how you doing today, bud?" Okay, so
Right.
we gotta stop making this an issue with appearing in front of the media. You know, they've got
Hmm.
Twitters, they've got Facebooks. Okay, you want a media statement? Go look at their social media. Make them start posting on social media then about their matches. You know,
Oh, I know. They should.
but unfortunately, I don't
Plus,
foresee
half
that
the
ever
time,
happening.
but the plus half the time they're not really like running their own Twitter.
Yeah.
They sometimes like hire somebody to run their Twitter for them. So
Hmm.
it
Um.
very well they still could be freaking posting up about their matches that we
Yeah.
even know about, and then of course the media wants to
Yeah.
know more about it.
So.
And half the time,
Yeah.
media ain't even asking the right kind of questions. Sometimes they're asking like crappy questions. The
Hmm.
players are like, "What the fuck did you just
Yeah.
ask?"
So.
Like, why would you ask that kind of
I
question?
know. Half the time their questions are so
So,
stupid.
it's
Okay. I've
oh,
watched
I
so
know.
many, not just sports in general. Where is this media coming from? Okay. I've seen like
Hmm.
shooting investigations. I've seen like officer shot situations. Sadly, but I've seen all these press conferences for stuff like that, and the press asks the stupid questions. They're like, "We don't have a suspect yet. We're still investigating." And you know, the first thing they ask, "Who do you have as as a possible suspect?" Okay, he literally just gave you the answer. Okay, they don't know any better. So look, I'm sorry, I'm got to put the media on blast there. Okay.
I do too.
But anyway, moving forward, there's also some other breaking news before we get to Tinkle on this. Um, Serena Williams is out of the French Open.
Oh wow,
Yeah. Um,
wow,
let me
that's a
see.
big, huge
Oh,
name in the world of tennis.
Elena Rybakina. Sorry, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She has eliminated
All right.
Serena Williams in straight sets. Serena
Wow.
Serena just hasn't been the same since she had her daughter. Um, I hope that she does get
Hey,
back to form.
sometimes parent time interferes with your playing
Who
time.
knows? I mean, she's also in her late
Unfortunately,
30s.
it might be affecting her. Yeah, but you can't even say that it's age too.
Well,
Maybe it
let's
could be
face it.
like she's been
You know
focusing
what?
more on family
Fuck it.
business than she has been on
Okay.
her.
Fuck it. I can't use the age argument anymore, okay? We just had Victor Espinoza win a Kentucky Derby. We had Phil Mickelson win the PGA Championship. We had Tom Brady win the Super Bowl. And we had
Yeah, yeah. So you can't
oh, and
say that
let's add to this
age is a
too.
fucking.
We had 46-year-old Elio Castroneves win his fourth Indy 500, which we did talk about over on Out of Turn 4 this past week. Um,
Mm,
so I can't say it anymore. So age is no longer a
no,
factor. I just hope Serena gets back to form. I love seeing her on top of the tennis world. But
I think she will. I think once it settles in, like her
yeah,
being a mother settles in a little bit more. I think she'll be back there. It takes some time. I mean, it
hmm.
definitely does. Like she'll be back on
Oh
top.
yeah.
If it
But
takes a little bit longer than she wants to, It's
Yeah.
fine, but hey, she's done enough in her career that
So,
she can say that she can be proud.
oh yeah. All right. Are we
Now
on to
comes
Tinkle
to
on
our
this?
main event before we take on this.
Yep.
You kind of told me to leave it to the end, so
Yep.
like I
So.
said before, yes, Mayweather versus Logan Paul, not Jake Paul,
Oh.
but
Oh.
Logan
Sorry. I thought we
Paul.
were on the Tinkle on this, but
Um,
Logan
the
Paul.
rules the rules are weird. There's no winner, and there's no judges. It's 8 3 minute
It's all to
rounds.
stoke. It's all to stoke both their egos. Let's put it that way.
Pretty much. So basically, whoever loses, it doesn't affect their record whatsoever,
Yeah.
or whoever wins doesn't affect their record at all.
Because
Brian,
Logan
do you
Paul
think
doesn't want to
that
go 0
Mayweather
2.
might toy with Logan Paul to make this interest? Do you think that Mayweather is gonna toy with Logan Paul to make this interesting for, or do you think it's gonna be
I hope he
like one of
knocks.
those
I
done
hope he
and out
not.
kind of?
I hope he knocks him out in the first round. Let me put that.
I was hoping the same thing, but something tells me that somehow Logan Paul is gonna survive until
But
like later in the
some
round, later in
either,
the rounds.
either that or I want him to torture the hell out of Logan Paul. So let's put it that way. I want him to torture. Okay, I've been on record before saying I hate the Paul brothers. I hate them like crazy. So,
Mm-hmm.
I want to see him suffer in that ring. But sorry, I'm a Catholic, but I want to see him suffer in that ring. He runs his mouth way too much.
And this is the first time that like any of the Paul brothers are actually fighting a legit boxer too. So
Yeah.
it sucks that there's no rules.
Hmm.
It's just an exhibition fight, but to have it in Miami, Florida, and
Hmm.
Sun Life Stadium, I think it's way too big of a venue for a
Hard
boxing
Rock
fight or
Stadium.
a boxing night. I hate to say it. You should have had. Oh yes, Hard Rocks. Yes, that's right. It's Hard Rock
You're like
Stadium. It used to
5
be
names
Sun Life
behind.
Stadium, but now it's Hard Rock Stadium.
But all right.
I
Now,
know, and I knew it was Hard Rock
yeah.
Stadium, of course. Yes, now we can go on
Now,
Tinkle on
Tinkle on
this.
this. Kenny the Jet. Man, we love picking on the TNT guys so much. Kenny the Jet Smith. He showed up late last night to work. Of course, this is not his first time. Last time he did it, a zebra. I can't even write this up. Okay, the zebra got loose on the expressway and delayed him into work. This
Oh
is
my
this was the
God.
last time he was late to work. This time he was just flat out late. He shows up late. Charles and Shaq make him look like a fool. Shaq actually jumps in his chair and just starts mocking him and whatnot. And then immediately Kenny the Jet Smith walks into the studio and he's like, "Get the hell out of my chair, fool!" But for that, man, I'm sorry. TNT again and Kenny the Jet Smith, just tinkle on this, man.
I'm sorry. They kind of. I swear they do it on purpose. They do it
Yeah.
on purpose to
They
make
do
it
it for ratings.
entertaining TV.
They do it for ratings, but
Oh,
still,
I know they do.
they do it and they still get a reaction from us. So let's
There's
just.
a reason why they're Emmy award-winning. They're an Emmy award-winning show
Oh, I
just
know.
because of their entertainment alone.
Oh, I know.
And I'm pretty sure they just won another one just recently too.
Oh, I'm
But
sure they did.
I don't know.
but-
I could be wrong. I could be right.
Yeah, but with that, let's end it here. We want to thank you guys who did watch on YouTube. Again, if you are on YouTube, maybe you're catching the end of this. Switch on over. You can watch the replay on here, or you can listen to the audio version, which should be out either tonight or tomorrow. So, just keep your eyes peeled for that. If you liked us, like or dislike, subscribe. We'll be back next Sunday. Tune in on Tuesday as well for Out of Turn 4. And then, of course, unfortunately, the other two shows got put on hold, so I can't really advertise for them at this point. But anyway, we'll see you next Sunday. We will be back at 9 a.m. Eastern. Until then, guys, goodbye, everyone.